In of Walking Chronicles. I don't know how so that today, but I have my doctor's appointment before I'm scheduled for vacation, and I have to do it until yesterday. If they hadn't called me to remind me, I'd have forgotten. But hello, welcome in. Good afternoon. Mickey here for Mickey's Adventures, a session of Walking Chronicles. Get up, get out, let's walk. Get up, get out, let's walk. However you choose to do it, however long, however short. The idea is to just get up, get out, and stay active. Doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, let's do this. So I decided to do this. The weather is not too bad right now. I'm walking half of the way, and then I'll complete the session. Well, if I don't, I'll take the bus to finish the route. But for now, I'm gonna try to walk it. It's not too far, it's not too close, but it's not too hot either. There's a nice breeze today. I didn't check the weather, but my husband said it was 89 when he checked. So when he decided he was going out, he decided to change his mind. So we stayed. He didn't go. He suffers from asthma. So when it's hot and terrible like this, he says it feels like he can't breathe. And I can imagine because whenever I get my episodes, I get like that. Not as bad as he, but he avoids, he tries to avoid the sweet as much as he can. Whether he's like, not sure what happened. Not sure what happened. Okay. I guess that was a phone call was coming through and it just didn't come back on. I'm hoping to do maybe 15 to 20 minutes. Hopefully I can do it. Let's see. It's nice. Like I said, even though it's 89 degrees, it feels like it's still there's a nice little breeze, but you could feel like it's humid. I think I guess I'm not sure how to do this. I think I lost it. Okay, start it again. Hope nobody else called me. I just lost what? It was a few minutes. I just lost a few minutes of my time because I picked up the call. So my time will be wrong. And my watch hasn't started to record my walk because I didn't set it. Usually it would pick up by now. It hasn't. So I'm not sure. I think I lost that 3 minutes of my time. So we'll figure that out. Today, there were quite a few good lives on with Josiane hitting 1,000 subscribers. Congrats again. We had a good live with Vicky and another live with, oh geez, I forget. Was it Eddie Lugo? Somebody else. But we were all, let's say, essentially the same group. They were pretty good lives. Not bad at all. Yep. I'm walking the route of the bus. And there's my bus. And I'm gonna let it go because I still want to walk and see how far I can make it. The minute I get tired, I'm stopping, getting on that bus. As long as I left early enough so that I could make it to my appointment on time. It's usually, geez, it's usually a pretty long wait at my doctor's office. You guys ever feel like when you have the good doctors, you go for your appointment, it's almost as if, excuse me, it's almost as if you're going for, excuse me, you're going for a day at work because you get to work for so long. And I asked several times, can you please put me when the doctor is around? I may get there 5 o'clock, my appointment, and he's probably not even there yet sometimes. But I left, I left my previous doctor because of that. And I end up with another one with the same problem. Because once they're good, that's how bad their situation is when it comes to the patient. But let me tell you, when I found this doctor when I was diagnosed with the PE, I was hospitalized for 5 days. This doctor's bedside manner is like no other. It was good to see that some doctors still have the good, the bedside manner that he does have. And that's how I ended up keeping him because he was so attentive, so concerned, so determined as far as his job is concerned. So it's something you don't see every day. Most doctors They rush you, they don't listen to you, and they're done. And one of the reasons I mentioned keeping him was because when I went to the ER, as I mentioned in my near death experience live when I had the PE, was the fact that some days, well, I would say this, guys, anytime you go to the doctor, and if they're not listening to you, and if they're not willing to follow through, you need to find yourself another doctor. A good doctor will listen to you. And even if he doesn't feel concerned, to ease your mind, we'll probably say, okay, let me run the test. Let's see what's going on with you. And then go from there. I went to the ER and I told this lady, this doctor, that I had they know because I've been followed to the same hospital for complex migraines. I know my auras. I know when they're bad. And basically when they're bad, I have signs of I get signs of stroke, which the tingling on one side, the numbness and all that. And basically I can't take chances of staying home just in case it's bad. So I've been advised by my doctors, whenever that happens, get to the ED. I did do that. I went to the ED. Okay, my watch just kicked in. 7 minutes, 17 minutes. My phone is saying 12. So I lost 5 minutes. So I've been advised whenever I feel those sensations to go to the ED and not to wait. So I've done just that. And when she came to me, I said to her, um, I know I came in for my complex migraines, but something feels different. Something is different. So and I told her I traveled over 17 hours. Can you please check to see if there's anything else I have to worry about, like, blood clots? She said, you don't have the classic signs. And I said to her, nothing about me is classic. And she just looked at me. She said, well, I'm going to discharge you and you could follow through with your answer. And I looked at this doctor and I shook my head. She looked at me. She didn't say anything. And she walked away. And she passed by an hour later. I didn't go anywhere. So the nurse came by. She offered me breakfast. I said, sure, I'll take breakfast. She said, the doctor gave me your discharge order and so forth. I said, I'm not going anywhere. So after drawing so much blood, you have enough blood for the test that determines whether I have, you know, um, I may have blood clots or pulmonary embolism. Why not just send a test? Hmm. So I got to the ED at about maybe 3 o'clock that morning. It is now 10 o'clock in the morning. She's not, she hasn't sent for the test. Finally, when she sees that I haven't gone anywhere, she sends for the test. And then she stops by and she tells me, Oh, I sent for the test. I said, thank you. And then, as I said previously in my chat, I was like, I never saw the lady after that, the doctor. I don't know. I was like, I don't, I just don't feel like calling her a doctor because I feel like she's lacking. I never saw her again. So, so I'm still laying there on the stretcher after she said that. The nurse is to my right, and the CT clerk is to my left, like fighting among themselves who's gonna, if she's gonna give me the medication first or if he's gonna take me to the test first. And she said, the nurse said, let me just give her the medication and then you can take her. So we decided, okay, fine. I got my, I think it was heparin at the time. I got my heparin, and then I went for the light guys. And then the clerk took me to do the to do the test. I got back. They put me back in the same area where I was waiting. The nurse comes to me, maybe about 45 minutes later. We're waiting for a bed for you. You're getting admitted. So I said, okay. So with that, I know the nurse is not supposed to tell me what the results are or anything. That's why I said, okay. I figured by that point, I did have PE, but it's so sad that not only she didn't come back, I was admitted to my room. The NP covering did not come to see me, or probably a shift change or what might have you. I didn't see anybody until about 9 p.m. So I think I'm gonna make it to the doctor's office, guys, without having to take the bus, which is awesome. And it's great. So yeah, never saw anybody. So at that point, when the MP came, so I said, um, what were the results of my V dimer, which is the test that they run to see what's wrong before they could in correlation with the CT. She said the levels were 100 times their normal. I looked at her, I just shook my head. And the CT showed that I had two areas where I had clots in my lungs. Not one, but two. So I was like, wow. So she would have sent me home to follow up with my doctor. And most times you do not get an appointment right away to follow up with the doctor. You're lucky if it takes you a couple of days, and you're lucky you might get one in a month. So, needless to say, had I waited and did not listen to my gut feeling and stayed in the hospital, I don't think I'd be talking to you guys right now. And that's one of the reasons I say to people, always go with your gut feeling. Always. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't feel like the doctor is doing anything for you, find yourself another doctor. because let's remember, they took an oath to, to do the job. If they can't do it, then they shouldn't be there. Or at least you should know better to just go and get a second opinion for yourself. Because after all, you know yourself best. You know your body. You can tell when something is different. And I do have another story that I have to tell you. I'm gonna probably do another live and post it, or maybe just do a story and post it, record it. I had two episodes of this type of thing happen to me. The other, the second one was totally different, but still caught on. That's when. That's why I plea and I plea always go with your gut feeling. If you feel the doctor is not listening to you, do not allow anybody to tell you, "Oh, everything's okay," when you feel differently. Okay, because if I had listened to this doctor, and every time I think about that, it really kind of like hurts because of the way I felt that I was treated, not even returning to speak to me, to say anything. But I did take the opportunity to tell the doctor, who's my physician now, about the situation. And I know he wasn't happy from the looks of it. He told me himself that he couldn't believe that that's what happened. But I said, that's what happened. But I guess she kind of felt embarrassed that the results were positive after I kind of told her several times that there was something different about my reason for not wanting to go home when she said she was going to discharge me. So I can understand that, but you should be a bigger person than that. Apologize and keep it moving. And if she had apologized, she had came and humbled herself and apologized, that'd have been fine. But the fact that you decided not to do that is heart wrenching because it kind of makes me wonder how you treat your patients. How many patients have you not listened to that ended up, you know, where they shouldn't be just because you didn't listen to what they said they felt or how they felt. So at the end of the day, that's terrible. But I just pray to God that nobody had a chance to go through that. So at the end of the day, I thank God that I did the right thing and I listened to my gut. And I tell the same thing to my nieces, my nephews, my cousins, and I advocate for them when they're in the hospital. And you should always have somebody advocate for you. Another thing I see, oh, there goes my bus, another bus. I'm almost there. I'm a block away. So I did pretty good, guys. A block away from the doctor's office. I walked it. I'm at 30 minutes. So I did my activity for the day. Yay! But Like I said, be an advocate for yourself. Always listen to you. Your body tells you, respect it, advocate for it. So, and also, like I said, if I could encourage one person to get up, get out, and walk, I've I've done a lot. If I could do two, three, four, five, that's awesome. So let's do this, guys. Stay active for the betterment of ourselves, health wise. Doesn't have to be weight loss, but if it leads to that, even better. If I lose 5 pounds, I wouldn't cry. I'd be happy. So if it works that way and it's positive for you, awesome. But if you don't need to lose it, just do it gradually. Start slow and just go around the block around your area. No special, no special place. So I'm gonna sign out, leaving you guys with these words. Get out, get up, get it. Let's walk. Signing out. Talk to you guys later. Bye.